It's the age-old saying, if corn is knee-high by the 4th of July, farmers will have a good crop for the year. So does that still ring true? News 8's Pauline Lee went out to see how some of this year's corn crop measures up.
Well, this year's unseasonably warm winter and early spring is definitely changing how fast some crops are growing this season. But there's still a long way to go before harvesting begins.
It's just a freaky year, basically.
Fourth-generation farmer Tim Goodenough's 100 acres of corn crops in Medora, Wisconsin seems to grow taller every day.
Within a week, we had corn that was probably 2.5 feet tall, and now it's over 6 feet tall in less than a week's time. So it taken off that fast.
Thanks to the warm winter and early spring, Goodenough started planting his corn ahead of schedule. But really, he says he can't remember the last time his crops only grew to knee-high this time of year. And agricultural agent Bill Halfman says he's not alone.
Knee-high by the 4th of July, probably 40, 50, 60 years ago was true, but we have to look at the corn varieties that they were planting at that time and the farming practices that we had available today. No, most farmers are going to expect their corn to be taller than that most years by 4th of July.
It used to mean that if corn was knee-high by the 4th of July, then you'd have a pretty good crop for the fall. And while this corn is definitely much taller than knee-high, this year's crop is still dependent on the weather.
Humidity does stress the crop somewhat. When in these real hot days and dry weather like we're having now, is certainly stressing the corn crop.
We've had good rains early, and now we could use another drink of rain, there's no doubt about it.
Both Goodenough and Halfman say if this dry, humid weather continues, it may mean little or possibly no crops at all for some farmers this fall. So for now, Goodenough will just have to wait and hope the age-old saying stays true, with a little help from Mother Nature.
She's a role model on everything, and she's in control, so we have to respect everything that she's given us, and hopefully it works out for us.
Goodenough says this year's early planting season may also lead to an early harvest. Normally he starts harvesting mid-October to early November. This year he says it could start at the beginning of October.
Thanks very much, Pauline. Now, to be fair, there are some types of sweet corn that only grow to about knee to waist high this time of year. Here in Wisconsin, we're known for silage corn, or corn that's used for animal feed. That corn can get up to about 10 or 11 feet tall, and in other parts of the U.S. as high as 16 feet tall.